I grew up in a house where silence was a rule and obedience was expected. My parents were strict, their love measured by discipline and expectations. I wasn't allowed to go out with friends, to dream beyond what they deemed acceptable. Loneliness was my constant companion, and I spent hours lost in books, yearning for a world where I was free. I longed for adventure, for love, for a life beyond the four walls of my home. But every time I voiced my desires, I was met with resistance, with the reminder that my role was to obey, to be the perfect daughter, to marry well and uphold the family's honor. Then I met him. Armin came into my life like a breath of fresh air. He was charming, sweet, and attentive, everything I had never experienced before. He made me feel seen, cherished. I was 18 and desperate to break free from the walls of my home, so when he told me he loved me, I believed him. He became my escape, my everything. Against my parents' wishes, I married him, leaving behind my education and my childhood dreams. I thought I had found happiness. For a while, it felt like I had. The first year of our marriage was beautiful. We laughed, we dreamed, we built a life together. I would wake up to his whispers of love, and in those moments, I thought I had made the right choice. But slowly, things began to change. Armin started making small rules, what I should wear, who I should talk to. At first, it seemed like care, like love. But soon, those rules became chains. He didn't want me working. He didn't want me seeing my old friends. If I protested, his temper flared. He began monitoring my phone, questioning me about every call, every message. My world, which had briefly opened up, started to shrink again, but this time, there were no books to escape into, only the suffocating presence of a husband who claimed to love me. Then I became a mother. My son, Ayan, became the light in my darkest days. I poured all my love into him, desperate to protect him from the coldness that had seeped into my marriage. Armin, once affectionate, grew distant. He controlled the finances, the decisions, the very air I breathed. And then came the first slap. I remember the sting more than the pain. It wasn't just my skin that burned, it was my soul, my trust, my love. He apologized afterward, swearing it would never happen again. But it did. Again and again. The bruises became a part of me, hidden beneath long sleeves and forced smiles. When I tried to reach out to my parents, they told me to endure. Marriage is about compromise, they said. He's your husband. Try to be a better wife. And so I stayed. Then came the betrayal. Late one night, as I cradled Ayan to sleep, Armin didn't come home. The next morning, I found out he had been with another woman. My heart shattered, but I didn't have the luxury to grieve. When I confronted him, he laughed, telling me I was nothing without him. I had sacrificed everything for him, my dreams, my ambitions, my freedom, and yet I was nothing to him. Then, one day, he left. There was no warning, no explanation. He packed his bags and walked out, leaving me alone with our child and an empty bank account. I had no job, no education, no support. Life became a struggle for survival. I worked whatever jobs I could find, barely making enough to feed Ayan. Some nights, I went hungry so he wouldn't have to. I cried myself to sleep, wondering where I had gone wrong, why I wasn't enough. I felt invisible, lost in a world that seemed determined to break me. And then I met her. An old friend from school, Aisha, found me working at a small cafe. She listened to my story, her eyes filled with something I hadn't seen in a long time, kindness. She reminded me of who I used to be, of the girl who once had dreams. You deserve better, she told me. And for the first time in years, I believed it. So I started to change. I took night classes, learning skills that could help me stand on my own. I found a job with decent pay. Armin tried to come back when he heard I was doing better, but I refused him. I had suffered enough. I had learned my worth. Slowly, I rebuilt my life. I made friends who supported me. I found strength in my independence. And most importantly, I became the mother Ion deserved, a mother who refused to be broken. I taught him kindness, resilience, and the importance of standing up for oneself. I refused to let my past dictate my future. Today, as I sit in my small but warm home, watching my son play, I finally understand happiness. It isn't found in someone else's love. It isn't given, it's created. And I have created mine. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know this. I will never let anyone dim my light again. Because I just want to be happy, and now I finally am.